All right, guys, welcome back. Time for drawing 5. Okay. That won't kill me, but we're going on to 3D solid. Okay. So, a few things when we get started. We go back here to 3D tools. We got to make sure that we have the 3D tools and the view ribbons up in our user interface. We added those for drawing 4. In drawing 4, we were drawing everything just as a line drawing. This time we're going to be drawing as solids. We're going to be using the modeling functions here on the top left. I'm moving my mouse over right now. First thing we want to do, though, is we want to go to View. We're going to select the SW isometric again. Okay, now we're where we want to be. Okay, now we go to 3D Tools. Okay, so as we create this drawing, it's not quite the same as drawing 2D. First of all, we're going to create the main body of this part. So this body here, we're going to create as 2 solid items, a solid cube and a cylinder. Those pieces will then be joined together in what's called a union. Then what we'll do is we'll, then the parts that need to be taken out, we'll draw a piece that matches that shape, move it into place, then we'll do a subtraction, which is where we basically cut that out of the solid. So to start here, we'll start with the box. Okay. So this is going to be similar to like how we did the dimension with a change in angle earlier. So this first dimension is 3. Hit tab. This is 2.5. Enter. Now we're going to lift up to create the cube. 2.5. Enter. Okay, now we've created this first solid piece. So when we're in view here, you know, we're in wireframe, it's going to give it to us as a wire. If we go here, we go to conceptual, then it shows a solid block, okay? X-ray is actually kind of neat because it's a semi-opaque block. It's good every once in a while to go to that different view to kind of see what's going on with your drawing. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, so we've got to create this cylinder now that goes across the back. To do this, if you remember when we did drawing 4, we had to move the user coordinates so that we could have things we could draw in the right plane. So now I'm just going to use the drop down tab on the box here. I'm going to go to cylinder. Noticed with my Mac users last night, you might have to type these commands in. So just spell out cylinder, it'll take you to the command. Okay, so this cylinder, go here, we're going to go D, enter, just like doing a circle. And then our diameter is 3 inches. And we're going to stretch this thing out to a dimension of, again, 3. Okay. Now we've got to move this thing into place. So I'm going to go to the home here. I'm going to use a little layout line here. So see, we're snapping here. You can see the blue boxes. I'm going to type mid. At the midpoint, I'm going to draw a line 1/4 inch out. Hit enter a second time. Now I've got this little line here. So now I'll use the move function. Highlight it, hit enter. On the center of the circle there, move it into place. There we go. Now I'm going to highlight that line. We don't need it anymore. Okay, so right now we have actually got 2 parts here. See, they highlight separately. You can see all of the cube. Okay, now we're going to go to 3D tools. We're going to go to union. I'm going to select both of these shapes, the cube and the cylinder. Hit enter. Now they become one solid shape. Okay, we'll look at the view again and see we've got one shape there. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we've got a hole that goes through the cylinder. So we're going to draw that. Since we're already in the right plane, it just makes it easier. Go to cylinder. And actually, as we do this, we can do it right in place. That's the nice part here. We can go right here from the center. The enter, 1.25 is the dimension. And then we just stretch it through here. We don't care how long it is, because now we're going to do a subtraction. So we're going to click on subtract, select the large piece, and then hit enter. select the piece that we want cut out, hit enter. Okay. Now yet again, we'll go up here just for the view. You know, do this from time to time. Now you can see that we have that hole there where we need it in. We'll go back to wireframe. Our next thing is there's a slot in the back here, a 1-inch wide slot, okay, that actually extends 3 inches. So what we're going to do now, we're going to draw a cube. So we'll hit the drop down menu. We'll go to box again. Okay. And we can make this oversize. Okay. When we, on those two lengths, but it only needs to be 1 inch thick. Okay. Okay. So now what we want to do is draw a line. We'll start here at the midpoint. Go back 1.5. Okay. And then we need to go up. We'll go up 0.5 because we can do that with this box that we have. Now we're going to do a move again. Select the whole cube, hit enter. Up here we want to type mid. Go right there to that endpoint. And again, see we have two pieces here. Okay, back to 3D tools, subtraction, select the main part, hit enter. Now we select that other piece. Now we've taken it out. So real quickly, just to get the view again, there we go. So we're getting closer. Okay, we're gonna go back to wireframe. Find it a little easier to draw in wireframe. I'm gonna delete these lines out of here. We don't need them now, okay? One thing we do need though, there's a few things we need now. Okay, there's a slot here, right here. There's that little slot. We've got these couple other pieces here. The nice part is since we're kind of in this orientation already, we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to draw the details for the recess. Okay, so it just starts off as a box. Okay, 0.75, 5. Oops, messed that up there. Okay, 0.75, tab, 0.75, tab. And then our thickness is 3/8, enter. Okay, now we've got this cube here. Now what we need to do is fillet edge. Let's select fillet edge. Just type R, enter, so we can check our radius. Our radius needs to be 3/8, so 3/8, enter. Okay, now we're going to come down here to the back corner, click on it. That's what it looks like. Do you accept? Hit enter again. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to move again, or copy actually this time. We're going to copy this part, hit enter. Come over here, right on the corner here. There's one, hit enter. Enter again to copy. Just select the other edge. Put that in place, hit enter. Okay, back to 3D tools and subtraction. Select the whole part. Now select the two parts that we want cut out of it, and there we go. Okay. Now the reason why I did that while we're right here is now we're going to go back to cylinder. Okay. And we've got to put a hole here right off of that radius there, right off the center of that radius. Okay. So I'm going to go D-enter, 3/8, enter. Okay, we'll run this back over here. Doesn't matter how long we make it, we're just subtracting it out. So there we go. We select the whole part, hit enter, select that. There, we've got it subtracted out. Okay. So kind of get our orientation a little better, I'm going to click world. That puts us back in the coordinate system that we started with. Okay. You can see we've got a large part of this done now. Okay, we'll look at view, look at x-ray. See, we can see really well what we've got so far. Okay. Now for the little slot. Okay, well, actually first things first. Let's take care of the circle here. The circle centered here. 1.25 here. Okay, remember, to draw this circle, we've got to move our user coordinates. We're going to come down here. Remember, the circle will only draw on the XY plane. Okay, D enter. Okay, our diameter is 1. Okay, then again, we just extend that back because that's going to be a subtraction. I'm going to select subtract, select the main part, hit enter. Now I'm going to select the piece I want cut out. Okay, there we go. Now we've got one complete solid. Okay, now we're going to draw our box that we need for the slot that's going to be taken out of this. Okay, so the thickness on that is 0.125. Okay, we'll make the height 1.5. I'll make the depth 1.5. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go back to home. We're going to move this piece. Select it. Okay, our base point, let's use a midpoint here. Okay. I'm going to go right to the end point of this line. Okay. Again, back here to 3D Tools, subtraction. Select our whole part, hit enter. Select our piece to subtract, hit enter. Okay, now guys, I'm going to delete this right here. Okay. So one other thing is we've got this little detail. So we're going to draw a box again. Select box. And we're going to do a width of about 0.75. Do a height of about 1. Do a depth of about 1. Okay, and we'll do a quick subtraction on that. Hit enter. Oh, why did that not want to work? Subtraction. Select that, hit enter. There we go. Okay, we've also got to drill a quick hole. Okay. Cylinder. One more subtraction here. Okay, we'll go back to the world view coordinates. All right. Okay, so guys, one other thing, this drawing is dimensioned. Okay, which that's going to create its own set of challenges because the dimensions are much like the circles. The dimensions are in the X and Y plane. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of these dimensions. You guys can work through them. Okay, so just move that plane there. Come down here. We're able to pull these dimensions. Okay. So as you can see, those dimensions are all done in the current plane the way it's set. So what you'll have to do is as you dimension this, you'll have to move around the drawing. Okay. One of the tough ones, and I'll show you guys. Let's go back here to the 3-point. Is right here. Okay. Dimensioning this side. Okay. This actually, if you guys look in the packet that's online, I included my drawing from when I did this in school. If you look, I lost points because I messed up a dimension here. And yes, see, this is the other issue. This 3 inches here, it's not going to pick up the edge of the circle there. So to do that, you want to draw a line 3 inches long. Move that line from the midpoint here to the center of the circle. Now when you go to dimension this, you can dimension it endpoint to endpoint. Get your dimension there. Okay. Same on the top here. You're going to have to put some lines in there for it to pull dimensions off of. Okay. So it's going to take a little time to get it dimensioned, guys. But please dimension the whole drawing and turn it in our standard format online. I'm going to show you guys one more solid tool just because it's something that you guys are going to end up needing. So one more solid tool we have here. Actually, I'm going to go to a new drawing to show you guys this. And the reason I'm showing you this is this is actually going to be used on your final. So what you can actually do, so I'm just going to draw a little like part here. Okay. I'll go to 3D tools. I'm going to select revolve. Select the object to revolve. Revolve it where? Right here. 360. Revolve it all the way around. Okay. I'm going to view this in one of the views here. And let's view it in solid. Okay. So I've in essence created a solid by just revolving it around. Okay. This is important. This will be important on your final. I will make a quick video next week going over a few things on your final. Good luck on this drawing, and if you have any questions, please let me know.